read from the book of First Kings, um, 2, 2 through 4. And it says, I'm going where everyone on earth must someday go. Take courage and be a man. Observe the requirements of the Lord your God and follow all his ways. Keep the decrees, commands, regulations, and laws written in the laws of Moses, that you will be successful in all you do and wherever you may go. If you do this, then the Lord will keep the promise he made to me. He told me, if your descendants live as they should and follow me faithfully with all their heart and soul, one of them will always sit on the throne of Israel. And today, I'm just grateful for God's word, God's will, his grace, his mercy. Um, I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for all of you guys. I'm just grateful. No other way to put it, And in this particular verse, um, so let me tell you all how I got to this verse. But maybe that might be a good start. So I woke up relatively early this morning, and something just, I'm not gonna say something. God, I'm, I'm saying God was speaking to me, right? But I keep hearing like the name Samuel over and over, right? So I ended up on this verse, which is right at the beginning of Kings. Scrolling my Bible, going to look for some stories about Samuel, and I just stopped right here, and this was a good reminder to me because the story of Samuel is a good story because um, uh, Samuel was who anointed David, right? But in this particular verse, it's just a reminder of one of God's promises, you know, where God told him that, if you keep the decrees, the commands, and the regulations, and the laws written in the laws of Moses, so that you will be successful in in all you do, and wherever you go. And the reason why that stood out to me was because, it wasn't a halfway promise from God. You know what I mean? And it wasn't something that like God wasn't being vague with it or anything. He was being very general with it. Like he didn't say like, if you follow this, then if you do that, you will be successful. Or if you do this, then you will be successful. He said that, wherever you go and whatever you do, you can be successful. And that just shows that like whatever you do, you have to give God an opportunity to have his hand in it. You know? Like you gotta allow, you have to allow God the freedom, to be in all aspects of your life. Like you can't be selective in what you want God to be a part of. You can't be selective and say, I only want God to be a part of my marriage. You don't want God, or you only want God to be a part of your workplace and not a part of your marriage. Like you have to let God into your life where so you could be successful in everything you do. You have to invite God in. Like you want to have a successful marriage, you invite God into your marriage. You want to have a successful career, invite God into your career. You want to have a good relationship with your children, invite God to be a part of that relationship with your children. And it's just about this, just remembering, you know, that God made a promise to you, but then he also told you that you is work that you have to do in order for him to fulfill his promise. He said in this, he said, if you do this, then the Lord will keep the promise he made to me. He said, if you do this, meaning that you have a choice. It's all rested in you. It's free will. Like God can't force your hand, you know? You have to, like I said, you have to invite him in. You have to give him the opportunity to be a part of everything that you want to be successful in your life, you know? So I just want everyone to keep that in mind and go into this weekend with God in your spirit and just be reminded to invite God into every aspect of your life. So I'm Kerry, and I'll relinquish my mic.